Hello everyone, this is Data Pioneer with the Linux Unix Tech Channel, and today I thought I would go into an introduction to Proxmox VE Server. This is going to be a multi-part series. In the first part I'm going to be introducing to you what the Proxmox VE Server is and what it can do. And then in later videos I'm going to cover various topics related to Proxmox. For instance, the next video will be an actual demonstration of how to install it, and then we'll get into some things within Proxmox that you need to know once you get it installed, and these will be different videos because of the length involved. So this one is the introduction to Proxmox VE Server, and it's an open source virtualization platform. My name is Dan Calloway, and today, when this presentation was developed, is November the 6th, 2025. Alright, so what is Proxmox VE? Well, Proxmox Virtual Environment, or VE, is a free open source server virtualization management solution. It's based on Debian, the GNU Linux. It combines KVM hypervisor for virtual machines and LXC for lightweight containers. LXC is also called Lexi. And KVM is the kernel virtual machine. It's based on the kernel. Debian version that we're going to be using here for Proxmox is Debian version 13, or Trixie. It's designed for managing virtual servers, for storage and networking in a single platform. It's released under the GNU AGPL v3 license, community supported with optional enterprise subscriptions. When you install Proxmox VE for the first time, it will be looking for an enterprise subscription, which you do not have, and I will show you in follow-up videos how to go about if you don't want to pay for the support for the enterprise subscription. You can do that if you wish, but if you don't want to, there's a way to get rid of the nagging message that you don't have an enterprise subscription, and instead you can get your own subscription that will allow you to get updates, and we'll cover that in subsequent videos. So what are the key features of Proxmox? Well, one key feature is virtualization. It has full VM or virtual machine support via KVM and QEMU. It has also containerization with LXC and OpenVZ. Another key feature is clustering. High availability through clustering for multiple nodes with live migration is possible. Now in my home lab I have a cluster of Proxmox in 2 nodes, but I don't have high availability because Proxmox, as you'll learn in subsequent videos, really is looking for 3 nodes in order to run its clustering process and what's called a quarate. But you can not get high availability necessarily, but you can run Proxmox in a cluster of only 2 nodes, which I am doing, as I mentioned, in my home lab without any issues. Another key feature is storage options. It supports ZFS, or Zettabyte file system, Ceph, LVM, NFS, which is what I use, network file system, and iSCSI, and more for flexible storage management. Also, a key feature of Proxmox VE Server is networking. It has its built-in firewall at the data center level and at each node level and within each virtual machine that you create. It has VLAN support as well. I don't have that in my home lab, although I do have a switch that would allow me to have VLAN, even though my router does not support it. And SDN integration, which is software-defined network. Backup and restore is another key feature of Proxmox. It's integrated tools for snapshotting, backups, and replication. I do incorporate snapshots, and I do also have backups set up. The backups that are integrated into Proxmox VE. You can install a backup server for Proxmox, which I have done in the past, but I kind of like the integrated backup procedure itself, so that's what I have. And it also supports replication. Another key feature is web interface. With the web interface, you have a user-friendly GUI that allows you to do management of your entire system. No need for separate tools here. The architecture overview of Proxmox VE is that first you have core components, Proxmox VE kernel, for instance, customized for virtualization, and then PVE manager, daemon handling, API, and cluster operations, and then finally web-based GUI for accessible via HTTPS on port 8006. Cluster setup. Nodes communicate via Quora Sync for high availability. You have shared storage required for live migration, and then scalability from single node home labs to large enterprise clusters are possible. Installation and configuration of Proxmox. The requirements for Proxmox VE Server is that you need a 64-bit CPU and must have VT X and AMD-V capability in BIOS, at least 2 gigs of RAM, and a dedicated storage. The steps for installing and configuring Proxmox are very simple, and we'll go over that in the demo. But the steps are: you download the ISO from Proxmox.com and you boot from it. That means you have to create a USB stick that is bootable from the Proxmox.com download. You follow the installer wizard, you set up the network, storage, and the admin credentials, and then post-install, you access the web UI and update the system and add nodes if clustering. Something I didn't mention in this presentation is you also want to run some scripts called helper scripts that set up Proxmox after install or post-install for things that you normally have to do manually. The script will do that for you and makes it very easy. I will show you how to do that in the demo portion, which is a subsequent video. And then best practices for installation and configuration of Proxmox is you can use RAID for storage, redundancy, and enable two-factor authentication as well. Some benefits and use cases for Proxmox. Some of the advantages here is that Proxmox is cost effective because it has a free core, it's easy to use, has a strong community support, integrates with open standards, and compared to alternatives, more integrated than VMware ESXi. It's lighter than full hypervisors like Microsoft Hyper-V. Some use cases are home labs for testing and development, small to medium businesses for virtualization. A business could run its applications in Proxmox using virtual machines or Lexis. And then cloud providers for building private clouds, and that's called Cloud Init. And one of the demos I will show you is building a Cloud Init virtual machine. And then disaster recovery setups with replication. And so in conclusion in this presentation, which is the first part, the first video, is that Proxmox VE empowers efficient, scalable virtualization for diverse needs. And thank you for watching this video presentation for the actual presentation of Proxmox VE, and look forward to the next video where I get into the actual installation. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Take care.